How do you actually stick to a healthy diet? Don't bring shit food into your house. You will always go for the junk food before real food. Have snacks that meet cravings, apples and peanut butter for sweet, crunchy, creamy, no oil popcorn, nutritional yeast for salty, avocado noir crackers for savory, etc. Stock emergency meals so you always have something when you don't have time to cook. Can of split pea soup, veggie, chili, etc. Whole wheat pasta and marinara is always quick. Keep basics in your house. The items mentioned above, and canned whole and refried beans, quinoa, corn tortillas, salsa, canned corn and tomatoes, garlic, soba noodles, potatoes, sweet potatoes, etc. Now I am not a meal prepper. I can't plan my meals. I often don't know when I'll be home. So every time I shop I buy a vegetable or two, and that's what I base my dinner around. I also think sometimes planning all your meals makes you a little obsessive and you start thinking about when your next meal all of the time. So if I buy a bag of bok choy I might toss some along with some tempeh in a soy garlic ginger mix and roast it, then serve it over soba, or I would saute it with tofu or black beans over quinoa. I might get cauliflower and make buffalo cauliflower tacos one night, or dry roast it with seasonings and serve over quinoa with spinach and white beans, or turn it into a cheese sauce and make mac and cheese, or mix with canned tomatoes and chickpeas and make an Indian curry over quinoa. Or I may buy kale and make kale and black bean enchiladas, or kale and black bean double stuffed sweet potatoes, or make a kale salad with artichoke hearts, sun-dried tomatoes and white beans, or make a pasta with kale, sun-dried tomatoes and white beans. So you can see you can make a few dishes, pastas, tacos, sauté curry over grains, noodle dishes, potato dishes, with many of the same ingredients. But don't be afraid to be lazy. You know your cooking limits. Some days you may just eat refried beans in a corn tortilla with hot sauce, and that's okay. Start simply and convert recipes you love into healthy versions. Also, no fast food. The closest you can get is like an O'Dairy Chipotle, veggie bowl, burrito as a treat. I eat really good food almost 100% of the time and I never feel deprived and I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I am the master of the 20-minute dinner. You don't. A $168,000 bill for open heart surgery is a pretty good incentive to not need another bypass. I once challenged myself to not eat fast food and chocolate for an entire year. A few months into it I realized how great I felt and looked. Then I extended my diet to excluding all unhealthy foods for a lifetime. The main reason that kept me going is genuine disgust of unhealthy food and how my body feels. Even when all I want to do I smell a Krispy Kreme donut. My repulsion knowing it's deep fried and coated with enough sugar suppressing your daily intake of sugar is what really stops me. Your health is your ultimate wealth. Feeling like absolute shit for the McDonald's and KFC is just not worth it. Giving that up was the best decision I've made for my physical health. That and eating healthy feels amazing. I'm ethnically Lebanese, and quite a few of our dishes consist of mostly vegetables and Greek yogurt, so flavor is never an issue for me. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean it can't be enjoyable. Although I never salt nor sugar to my meals, I always add seasoning to it. You just have to take sodium into account. For years since then, I've never felt better nor feel like I'm missing out on good food. Totally worth it. Don't deny your cravings, just feed them small or in a healthy way. For example, when I'm craving sweets I'll make a smoothie with a little bit of chocolate syrup in it or a mug of hot chocolate. One little incorporated high-calorie piece is not going to ruin an entire diet, and it's easier to just eat a little bit of what you want instead of trying to cut it out entirely. Also, learn to recognize the difference between thirst and hunger. If you think you're hungry, try drinking a glass of something first to see if that helps. If not, you're probably hungry and should eat, but more often than not you are just thirsty. Plus a lot of people eat when they are stressed or bored, so find ways to curb that and you're pretty much golden. What an excellent question. The answer is simple and yet difficult. Eliminate temptation. Empty your pantry of sugar, cooking oils, carbohydrates and treats and replace everything with fruits and vegetables. Sounds easy, right? Well, it's not. After 2 days you're going to want to drive to the supermarket and buy beer and crisps and stop at McDonald's on the way. The only solution I've found which actually works is finding enjoyable distractions to fill up your evenings. For example, this week I'm going to replace the shock absorbers in my old car, even though I've never done anything like it before. I'm worried, but I've watched heaps of videos on how to do it, and I know that I'll be so engrossed in the job that I won't eat anything on the evening I do it, while burning heaps of calories. So, in short, remove temptation and find distraction. It sounds overly simplified, but it really does work. You have to actually want to do it. Usually after a point where you realize you aren't happy with how you eat. I haven't eaten refined sugar since September 2018. I stick to a ketogenic diet and have never looked or felt better in my entire life. I have gone down 6 sizes, gotten rid of my anemia and allergies. I'm the strongest I have ever been, and my recent blood and cholesterol tests came back excellent. Tips: start slow. I didn't give everything up at once. I gave up soda first, and replaced it with diet. Then replaced diet soda with black tea. Then switched pizza and chips to chicken strips and orange chicken. Then went to plain meats. Plan ahead. I am a dog and could eat the same thing every day off the floor. That being said, I eat the same meals every week. Monday is burger meat. Tuesday is chicken. Wednesdays are seafood. If you need variety, just plan for it. Don't shop hungry. Better yet, don't shop at all. My Walmart offers curbside shopping, so I just put in a grocery order and go pick it up. I don't have to go into the store and see the cheap, sugary options. Brag a lot. This annoys everyone, including myself. But when I started my new job, I immediately told everyone I don't eat sugar ever. I also said it in every new class in college. At the time, it was a lie, but it forced me to stop eating sugar in public, which is where 99% of my temptation was. Always have a snack. At my work desk are nuts, jerky, and coconut peanut butter. You're most likely to flake if you're starving and have no healthy options available. Treat it as an addiction. This helped me the most. I once read somewhere that sugar activates the same part of your brain that cocaine does. So, naturally, I looked up a symptom withdrawal chart for cocaine and found so many similarities it was jarring. After giving up sugar, I had restless sleep, chronic nightmares, and harsh cravings. The first 2 months were the worst. I still get random cravings, but after the 6-month mark, they are few and far in between. Alcoholics Anonymous say you're 1 drink away from your next drunk. Every time someone offers me a slice of cake and tries to justify it with, but it's your birthday, and it's just 1 slice of cake, all I hear is, it's just a little cocaine. You won't relapse. Seriously, I made it 4 months in 2016 no sugar, until I decided it would be okay to have a single donut on my birthday. After 1 bite of it, I threw it in the trash, then got a headache, threw up, got a sugar high and had to leave work so I could jog around my neighborhood, napped, felt like I had a hangover, and then relapsed back into the sugar life for 2 years. Don't go to extremes. Don't aim for perfection. Aim to change your habits for the long term. If you hate eating rice and broccoli and love burgers, you probably aren't going to last long on a rice and broccoli diet. But if you cut back by 1 burger a week, or order salad instead of fries, or get the burger without a special sauce and with all the vegetables, then you're doing better. Make enough small changes and they'll add up to a big change. Also, if you're trying to build a lifelong habit rather than trying to do a crash diet perfectly, you're more likely to get back to building your habit if you mess up. There's no time limit on habits. Next, keep track of what you eat. Trying to eat healthy without knowing exactly what you're eating is like trying to save money without knowing exactly what you're earning. It's possible, but it'll be more difficult. Also, make it easier to do the right thing, and more difficult to do the wrong thing. If you keep snacks next to your sofa, you'll eat more of them than if you have to go to the store to buy them. The nice thing about flaws is that you can use one against another. You can use laziness against gluttony if you'd rather not go out. Or you can use gluttony against laziness if you end up walking to the store to get your chip fix. If you work with your nature and personality rather than against it, you're more likely to succeed. Thanks for watching. Please give a like if you enjoyed the video and hit subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.